What's up, fans? I'm Just S. This is Coop, and this is your Lingo News Update. This week, Drake joined Tiffany Culver on BBC's One Extra Rap Show, and this is what happened.
Who's the last celebrity to DM you?
You definitely put your own twist on that, didn't you? The last celebrity. Do you know what? Press it all. Rams from, my thing from Rams DM
7
me.
a.m. in the morning, she's calling, I'm yawning, she's jarring. Hey.
Yeah.
I might think my thing.
Should we stop? Yeah.
Okay.
So he
I thought we were just gonna finish the whole song. Let's do all three verses.
I'm icy. No, I'm kidding.
Now, it was all fun and games until the conversation turned to him being the culture vulture. Drake responded to the UK artist Wiley.
Who?
Wiley, I don't know. Listen, I don't know what he did,
who is that? Honestly, I don't even know who Wiley is.
No, you know what? I actually don't know who he is either. Assuming that he's a UK artist, He's talking about being a culture vulture. And then Drake responded.
Music from these kids that are trying to make it and trying to build a name for themselves is that's some culture vulture. What does that even mean? I don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
Would you rather me not acknowledge anything or support? That's some real confused hater shit. But it is what it is. I see it a lot, and I'll never understand how supporting somebody's song or even going a step further, giving somebody a song or linking up. I'll never understand how that's not viewed as something admirable, but I guess people have their own outlook on it. This is something I wanted to get off my chest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just had to talk about it because it's bothering me. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't like that. And it was Wiley that said that, you know what I'm saying? I'll just say his name because that was some goofy shit. But yeah, I just didn't like that. What are you talking about? Bro, these are guys that they have tunes that are ringing off. What are you talking about? Anybody that's on that, what are you guys talking about?
But you know what?
What do you think about that?
I think
because there's a lot of people that say that Drake is a culture vulture.
Yeah, but I think how Drake was backing up his facts was right. How could you talk about supporting and be supporting of other artists and young artists and not put them on your tracks or jump on their tracks and do things like that? You know what I mean? You're not being a culture vulture if you're doing that. I guess that's his defense.
I think he's more of a culture vulture in the sense that he takes elements of other people's raps and uses it in his own. Let's say how he's been doing a lot of reggae type stuff.
But then wouldn't that just be biting style?
He pretty much is.
Culture vulture, I don't know if you could necessarily say that's culture vulture though. I get what they mean by the
he took the whole
going into reggae.
Not even that. He took the UK drill type culture and then he put it in for more
Yeah, but would you say that makes him a culture vulture, or just he likes that, he appreciates it, so alright, I'm gonna make music?
But it's his timing, I would say, because as soon as that stuff is popping or popular, then he goes on to it. Otherwise, he's not really for it.
See, I think he's the one who's made them popular.
You think he's the one that's made it popular?
Yeah, it was popular, but it wasn't to the hype that it was when he made it. When he made it, it elevated it to another level.
Well, that's obvious, right? Because at the same time, he is the most poppin' artist, so anything that he does is gonna make anything popular.
You'd want, but that's
another
point.
But at the same time, he's biting or going through people that he sees are on the come up or something, you know? Obviously he's more in tune to it with the whole industry and everything, so he knows what's gonna pop or what's next.
I can see
like XXX.
Yeah.
The whole Look At Me Now.
Yeah.
He bit the whole flow before it even got popping, but it was out for a year or two before that.
100%. I know what you mean. Yeah. I get that, but I think at the same time, when he's the biggest artist, you want him to come and put shine on your song. That gave X an opportunity to be hey, doesn't this sound similar? You know what I mean? That gives other artists when he jumps on that reggae vibe.
Going back to X point, I don't think he did that for X.
No, 100% not.
You know, he's not doing.
But that's
he's
what
doing
he's
it
saying.
to steal it, but then he's talking
But that's what he's saying though. That's what he's saying in the interview. That's what he said, right? He's I'm doing it to help these guys, to give them opportunity. I'm not saying that's right.
I think that's a politically correct way of saying that he's a culture vulture.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yeah. Like, he's obviously not going to go ahead and be like, yeah, of course I'm trying to see, you know. But at the same time, a lot of artists do that. Not even artists outside of hip-hop. Like Ariana Grande, people call her a little bit of a culture vulture because she's trying to do like hip-hop trapper stuff now.
Really?
Iggy Azalea, they call it culture vulture, which I would agree more with a little bit. But, I don't know. They said Post Malone, right? Post Malone, they think is a huge culture vulture because he did country rock and things like that beforehand.
But his is his own unique way, you know?
Same thing was, you could argue the same thing with Drake, man.
Not really, man. I feel like every single thing that he comes out with, there's someone else who did it before that you could link it to.
But that's the same thing with like
with who?
Like you can do that with Post. I can't obviously do it on the spot.
I can't think of anyone really.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So you're kind of saying Drake is a culture vulture?
I think so.
And he's doing it 100% on purpose?
I think so. Because he looks like the guy that he always wants to just stay on top. So he'll do whatever he can.
But when you're at the top of the game, of course you're going to do that.
I know, but his way is that he's not doing something that's like unique to him.
It's tough to say, man. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, fine.
Let us know in the comments because obviously we can't agree on this. I don't think he's a culture vulture because I think if anything he's impacting it in a positive way. Like, let's say
I think he's definitely impacting it in a positive way.
As an artist, bro,
but at the same time, I think he's
for Drake as an artist, bro, you would love for Drake to feature on his song or even hop on his song. Or
the features and all that I agree with, right? That's him helping out and stuff.
But when he takes style,
when he takes the style and then
but then even as an artist, you can use that. If you're smart enough as an artist, you can use that as an advantage and be like, hey, Drake took my style, get clout off that shit, and make your own.
Yeah, but I don't think Drake is doing that intentionally to help them.
Hey, you never know.
Alright, so moving on, more on R. Kelly in the news. Supposedly his accounts are actually in the minus. He was negative $13 in the bank.
Yeah, no.
I'm not surprised either because Kelly's been dealing with a lot of allegations and even a trial and child support. So it's no surprise. What do you think?
There's literally no surprise to this.
It sort of makes sense to why he's doing these shows for like $20K.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I think he came out a couple of weeks ago.
Not even that. He got loans for getting bailed out.
Exactly. Yeah.
He didn't even pay it himself. He said he was broke.
Every time that he got bailed out was a crew member paying for him.
Exactly.
I think it's been a long year for R. Kelly.
Actually, not even to think about that way. Think about just this news, how negatively it's affecting him.
100%.
His music's like not even relevant. No one wants to hire him.
Nope.
He can't even make money because that's all he does. Is his music.
If
what is he gonna make money off of?
This is like the worst case scenario R. Kelly could have been dealt. You know what
100%.
I mean? Like, without a doubt, you're knee high in bills. You're neck high in bills, right? You can't pay anything. You have child support that you have to pay every month, or you go to jail. Every time you go to jail, you can't bail yourself out. So he's kind of set himself up for going to prison regardless of what happens. Whether that the trial actually confesses and it becomes a guilty.
There's honestly nothing he can do because he can't even make money properly, you know? And
there's no way to redeem yourself from what R. Kelly's done, to be honest.
100%.
There's absolutely no way. There's no way for people to look at you in a different light.
Yeah.
And
he's literally fighting for his motherfucking life.
I'm fighting for my life.
You know? Like, as funny as it is, he is, bro. That's true.
I'm fighting for my life. Okay, listen, enough of the Kelly situation, but another crazy situation that happened in Atlanta in a studio was it resulted in gunshots that were narrowly missed by Waka Flocka. Now, the shooting reportedly took place in Waka's studio on April 4th. Details are still relatively unclear, but it appears that there was 3 gunmen and they opened fire, causing like a barrage of bullets.
Crazy.
Some of them nearly hit Waka Flocka. And obviously Waka is safe now. He's good. There's one person that has been hit. He got hit in the arm. It's still unclear if Waka is the target that they had for the shooting, but that's just crazy.
To be honest, like, he has a pretty big target to get. Like guys like 6'5" and
Oh, dude, yeah, dude's tall, yeah.
dude's huge.
No, but I'm saying like just in general, was that the guy they were going for when they were trying to do it?
I guess so. Like who else? Well, I don't even know his crew to be honest.
Yeah.
But it has to be for Waka. But he's not that controversial of an artist, do you think?
I don't think it's the controversialness of him being an artist. I think it's just the gang affiliation that he has, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we saw this with Nipsey. Even if you're like remotely connected to a gang, right, and you don't necessarily bang anymore, there could be repercussions from your past, man. And you never know. Like guys like that just like constantly have a target on their head.
It's crazy, man. Like the gun violence that's going on with rappers is increasing so heavy right now.
And it's weird because you think in an era where it's all about drugs, chains, clothes, things like that, you wouldn't necessarily, because gang rap doesn't really happen as much anymore. Like there's no one that's trying to do gang banging rap anymore. Like, there's not a lot. Like they'll
and whoever is getting like messed.
Yeah, and like they'll fake it and be like, oh yeah, I got the get in my pocket, you know. But that's just a line people use now. It's not set in stone. Oh, this person's you know actually toting guns. Like that. That's not how it is. But for a lot of these older artists, like Waka's an older artist, and so was Nipsey. It shows that life is catching up to them. You know.
Yeah, because those guys are actually true to the life.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
But it's just sad to see that literally this past 2-3 months, someone's getting shot at like every week.
Yeah.
At least.
That's fucked up. World's becoming a crazy place, man.
I know.
World's becoming a crazy, crazy place. Speaking of that, Nipsey Hussle's funeral was held at Staples Center. Think about it. Staples Center seats 20,000, 30,000 people.
It's crazy, man.
It just goes to show you really how important to the culture he was, how important to that city he was, and how many people really supported him and his family. Celebrities were also in attendance, like YG.
Go ahead, Jimmy. You get your back.
YG was actually smoking a joint or a blunt, I believe, to the grave, as the last one that he'll smoke with Nipsey.
Hey, what a better way to celebrate his life, right? Yeah. Also, Lauren London was in attendance, obviously, and she had some very, very nice words for Nipsey.
So, we lost someone very rare to us, and we lost a real one. And we won't ever be the same. But in Hussle's words, because he used to always say this, the game is gonna test you, never fold. Stay 10 toes down. It's not on you, it's in you. And what's in you, they can't take away. And he's in all of us. And to Aramis, the love of my life, you know what it is. Grief is the final act of love. My heart hears you. I feel you everywhere. I'm so grateful that I had you. I love you beyond this earth. And until we meet again, the marathon continues.
And that's it for this week's episode of Lingo News. Obviously, as always, like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. Let us know what topics you want us to talk about. Maybe talk about these Toronto Raptors. You know, hopefully they do a little bit better this week. And next week, you'll be seeing me decked out in the whole jersey and everything. So, yeah, that's it for this week. Take care, guys.
See ya.